In our diet, vegetables limit the growth of harmful bacteria. How does this work?
They don't necessarily counteract. They don't necessarily stop the growth of harmful bacteria. That's more of your digestive tract. But it is true that vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants in fruit and vegetables, as well as the fibers and a low pH, does help your digestive system and does help your body to counteract the effects of harmful bacteria.
Okay, thank you.
Are there any vegetables with negative effects? If so, which vegetables?
In principle, no. There are. I mean, every vegetable has got a lethal value, but there isn't really like you should eat so many vegetables that there won't be any negative effects. Preparation chemical compounds in vegetables into harmful compounds. For example, lift dat nu even af. There are some chemical compounds that can change through heating and chilling the food. For example, spinach. There is a chemical compound in there called nitrate. And if you heat up nitrate, it becomes nitrite, and that is a harmful compound.
Okay.
Okay, yes.
How many fruits and vegetables should we eat every day?
Well, according to the Dutch governmental guidelines, we should eat 250 grams of vegetables, that's fresh or frozen, and 200 grams or 2 pieces of fruit. According to science, this should be enough. However, if we look at countries such as Japan or France, especially the vegetable intake over there is a lot higher. For example, in Japan, it's 350 to 400 grams of vegetables a day. Mm-hmm. And the health effects seem to be bigger there.
Okay.
But according to Dutch food guidelines, is 250 grams of vegetables and 200 grams of fruit.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
What happens if you eat too little or too much fruits or vegetables?
Well, when you eat too little vegetables, mainly you're deriving yourself from getting in your essential nutrients, especially vitamins, minerals, and fibers. There is a group, they're called the essential vitamins and minerals, and those are nutrients that your body cannot produce by itself. Mm-hmm. So you have to get them in through your diet, and those kinds of you'll deprive yourself of those kinds of compounds, mm-hmm. of nutrients, and on the other hand, there's also the nutrition, the whole more nutritional aspect of it. If you eat too little fruit and vegetables, then you'll probably eat too much of fatty, sugary, salty stuff.
Yeah. And
that also counteracts. I don't think that there is such a thing as eating too much vegetables, especially because if you look at like when it becomes really harmful, then you'll have to eat like 10 to 15 kilos of one specific vegetable a day.
Yeah.
And then after like a couple of months, it might become harmful, but there's no such thing as too much vegetables.
Okay. Are there any negative side effects after lavage overdose?
Well, an overdose is never good, but then again, as I just said, with most plants, you'll have to eat so much of it for such a long time that it is that you won't be able to do it. I looked up lavage, and it is said that you could get chest pains, you could get a migraine, or you could get some stomach aches from an overdose. However, you'd have to eat, give or take, 200 micrograms of a certain specific nutrient in the lavage plant, mm-hmm. per kilogram of body mass. So that turns out to like you'll probably have to eat like at least 10-15 kilos of lavage a day for like a couple of weeks to get a harmful effects.
Okay, thank you. Does eating lavage also have positive effects?
Well, they say that lavage helps with digestion. It helps with stomach aches, and it also helps as a cough, as an anti-cough medicine. This has been used in the more homeopathic, natural kind of remedies way, but there is little to no real scientific evidence to positive effects of lavage.
Okay, thank you. Which vegetables can help to lower cholesterol?
The vegetables that can help in lowering cholesterol is especially legumes. Nederlands is een pulvruchten. So legumes such as beans, chickpeas, stuff like that. Citrus and oats, and that is mainly due to some of the fibers that are in there. More specifically, there's a fiber called beta-glucan. That's in legumes and in oats, and there is pectins in citrus fruits, and they stop the intake of bad cholesterol fatty acids in your digestive tract.
Okay, thank you.
And next to that, there's also strong scientific evidence that proves that garlic also that eating enough garlic, a couple of cloves a day, also helps.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Which vegetables have influence on our blood pressure and how?
Those will be mainly leafy green vegetables, and vegetables that are very rich in potassium, kalium, and they seem to have a positive effect on your blood pressure, and that is mainly because they counteract the blood pressure enhancing properties of natrium. I'll have to look up what natrium is in English. I think it's let's see, sodium.
Sodium. Okay.
So potassium counteracts sodium properties.
Yes. Okay. Peppers are rich with vitamin C and folic acid. Could you explain what kinds of effects these substances have to vegetables, and what happens when you eat them?
Okay, so vitamin C is called an antioxidant, and what an antioxidant does is it protects the cell structure from free radicals. So essentially, free radicals, you could say in a very enlarged and far away way, is that a free radical is cancer. So an antioxidant protects against a unwanted splitting of the cell. So that is what the vitamin C does. Leuk hoe die automatische lichten, maar
moet ze wel aanblijven.
Ja, inderdaad.
Gaan we even hier zitten dan en we gewoon natuurlijk licht. Vitamin C is an antioxidant, so that protects against free radicals and prevents unwanted splitting of cells. And folic acid is a essential vitamin that helps with the building blocks of cell building.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Could you tell why eating vegetables reduces the chance of cancer, and which kinds of vegetables would do this?
Well, there are no specific vegetables that you can determine that will reduce the chance of cancer. It's more so if you eat enough fruits and vegetables and a diverse array of fruit and vegetables, then your chances of cancer will decrease. And that is mostly because you'll have enough essential vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that you get in. So those vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants will protect your cells from cancer actually producing. And also because if you eat enough fruit and vegetables, you also get enough fiber. You'll have enough fiber intake, and fiber. Eating enough fibers is really important for your digestive tract to fully work.
Okay. The parsnip comes from the family of root vegetables like carrots. These vegetables are meant to enhance sight. Do vegetables actually enhance your sight? And if so, why?
Well, no. No, it's, no, that's the biggest urban myth that we that will still live on. There is some truth to it. There is a specific compound called beta carotene, which is essentially vitamin B11, and vitamin A, and vitamin A does help with maintaining your eyesight. So they do. There are specific compounds in there that will help your body to maintain healthy eyes. But you can't really enhance your eyesight with it. You can maintain it, but not enhance it.
Okay, thank you.
Are fruits or vegetables used to make medicines?
Yes, especially plants. Plants, they have, especially if you look at history, we've looked at a lot of chemical. Plants produce a lot of chemical compounds that, when isolated, we can use for specific health benefits, for specific medical purposes. And that is a really diverse array. There is, for example, one of the best examples, and that's not necessarily food, but you've got a compound that is used in chemotherapy called Taxol, and you find that in Taxocet.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
It is, and they can't synthesize it, so they actually have to get the Taxol out of it. So they'll use they'll use 1 ton of Taxus to make enough Taxol for one treatment.
Yeah.
Fruit and vegetables, and especially plants, are kind of the cornerstone of modern day medicine, and have been the inspiration to at least synthesize a lot of medicine.
Okay. Is there a difference between using natural sugars or artificially made sugars?
Well, there's one key important thing. There isn't such a thing as an artificial sugar. All sugars are natural. They are basically sugar breaks down in 3 specific compounds. It's glucose, fructose, and sucrose. So there aren't artificial sugars, but are artificial sweeteners. And artificial sweeteners are compounds like sorbitol or stevia is a natural one, aspartame. And the difference is that those natural sweeteners, they are a lot sweeter than sugar. So you'll have to use so much less of it that they don't really have any caloric intake.
Okay.
So that's basically that's the key difference. There are a lot of people who say that artificial sweeteners are bad to use, but it has still not been scientifically proven that artificial sweeteners are actually bad for you.
Okay. What are the side effects of using chemicals on vegetables in order to preserve them?
The effects on the fruit and vegetables is that you'll probably harvest them when they're not exactly ripe yet. The market, especially in the EU and in Europe, is so regulated that you won't find enough harmful chemicals on fruit and vegetables to actually harm you. And they're also designed not to really harm you, but it's still a good idea to wash all of your fruits and vegetables before you eat them.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Well, this was our interview.
Yes.
We're done, I think.
Yes.